You're lounging on the sofa, scrolling your phone, and you glance at the pile of laundry in the corner. You think, okay, in a minute, I'll fold that. I'm ready. You've made peace with the chore. But then your partner walks in and says, hey, don't forget to fold those clothes. Suddenly, your chest tightens. A hot wave of refusal floods your system. Now you'd rather eat dry cereal than touch a single t-shirt. What just happened? You weren't being lazy. You were seconds away from doing it. But the second it became an order, the task morphed into a trap. It sounds ridiculous to admit. Yet this is one of the most common psychological glitches we experience. That prickly heat crawling up your neck whenever someone tries to steer your choices. A request can kill a resolve in seconds. Maybe you're the star employee who goes silent the moment a manager hovers over your shoulder. You'd rather produce nothing than let them think they're in charge. Or you're the person who refuses to watch a hit series simply because everyone insists you'll love it. If this feels hardwired into you, you're not just being difficult. There's a fascinating, chaotic reason behind it. Let's dissect the freedom defender. This isn't politics. It's a biological reflex called psychological reactance. For these people, autonomy isn't a preference. It's air. When a command threatens their freedom, their brain ignites a drive to reclaim it. It's primal, not logical. That's why a wet paint do not touch sign makes your fingers tingle. For the freedom defender, unsolicited advice feels like a shrinking cage. If they obey, they lose ground. So they rebel, just to prove, I exist, I steer this ship. The tragic part? They'll skip genuinely good things, studying, sleeping early, simply because someone recommended it. They'd rather suffer than surrender. Then there's the logic hunter. This person doesn't hate authority. They hate stupid authority. Tell them to jump, and they won't ask, how high? They'll ask, why? Show me the data. And have we considered crawling instead? In a workplace, they look insubordinate. But inside their mind, blind obedience is intellectual laziness. They see hierarchy as a suggestion, not a command. If an order lacks sense, their brain rejects it like a bad organ transplant. They need context before action. They're not stalling, they're verifying. But because they refuse to move without a map, they clash with those who just want speed. Now let's talk about the demand avoider. This goes deeper than stubbornness. For some people, any demand, even one they place on themselves, triggers fight or flight. This links to something called pathological demand avoidance. Imagine writing a to-do list of things you actually enjoy. Paint, play a game. The moment you write it down, it becomes an obligation. And obligation equals threat. Suddenly, you feel paralyzed. It's not refusal. It's a physical wall of anxiety. Simple tasks feel like climbing Everest. To outsiders, you look lazy. Internally, you're battling adrenaline just to answer an email. The only escape? Tricking your brain into believing the task wasn't a demand at all. Finally, the counter-dependent. This person's independence is actually a scar. On the surface, they're strong. I'll do it myself. But this refusal to take orders stems from deep distrust. Somewhere they learned that relying on others leads to pain. When you tell them what to do, they don't hear help. They hear, you're not capable. They've built a fortress of self-reliance. Every command taps on the glass, reminding them to lock the door tighter. Their fierce agency isn't strength, it's armor. It's strange how much of our identity depends on who we let influence us. For some, following orders is a relief. But for the command-resistant, whether the freedom defender, logic hunter, demand avoider, or counter-dependent, every instruction is a small war for the soul. The need to be the author of your own life. So where do you land? Do you recognize the person staring at the laundry, refusing to fold it simply because someone asked? Or do you finally understand why your partner or child shuts down the moment you offer guidance? Here's the real question. Is your resistance protecting your freedom, or just keeping you from getting what you actually want? If this exploration of the human mind clicked for you, there's more where that came from. I'd tell you to hit subscribe, but I've got a feeling you'll only do it if the urge comes from inside. Like this video if you've ever felt that wall go up. and welcome to human behavior psychology.